What is job satisfaction and why is it important? Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Chris Richardson. I'm a coach here on Life on Your Terms, and we make videos here so you can do exactly that. You can start to live a life on your terms. So what is job satisfaction and why is it important? Well, today I'm going to talk about what is it, why is it important, and then my experience with it. So what is job satisfaction? We throw that word around a lot, but what's the actual definition? What does it mean? So the way I see it is it's overall well-being, fulfillment of your role, and the impact you feel like you're making. It's those three things. So again, overall well-being, how do you feel? Fulfillment of your role, and the impact you are making. Those three things combined to me make job satisfaction. When those are in line, you have very high job satisfaction. When you feel great at work, you feel fulfilled by the work you are doing, and you are making meaningful impact. When you have those three things maxed out, high job satisfaction. And it is affected by environment, coworkers, managers, your job duties, growth, things like that. So if you have a bad environment, job satisfaction may drop. I feel like that relates to well-being. When you have great or bad coworkers, that affects your job satisfaction, managers as well. When your job duties feel impactful, you feel better. And when you feel like there's opportunities of growth, you're gonna feel better as well. You're gonna have that higher job satisfaction. So maybe you feel like you have low job satisfaction. Maybe you're not happy at your job. That's actually what I specialize in helping in. And a great start, check out the balance wheel in the description below. There, you'll be able to take our quiz, see where you kind of fit on how fulfilled are you? How high is your job satisfaction? How is your life in the professional realm? We're not just gonna talk about professional. We're gonna talk about relationships, health, and resources as well. And that can give you a good idea of where your life's at and where you wanna go. So that could be helpful, so check that out. The next thing, why is job satisfaction important? I mean, we know from a person-to-person level why it's important, but why does it really matter? And I think it's because it directly influences your productivity. And think about to yourself, how engaged are you when you enjoy something? When it's something you really love, I mean, you'll do it for free. You will work on it and dive into it, and you're so interested in it. Think about any hobby you had, if you get paid for that, I mean, think about how engaged you are. Versus when you have a job you hate, you want to be completely removed. You only want to be there for your hours, you don't want to do anything. Or if it's something you love, you can do it all day. So if you think about those two differences, that's why it's so important to have a high job satisfaction, because it's going to make you more productive and make you a higher output employee, manager, CEO, whatever you are. So it's gonna just make you better at what you do when you enjoy and have high job satisfaction. And it also influences mental, emotional, and there's a case that it influences physical health by stress and burnout and stuff like that. It's definitely, you see some physical symptoms of that when you are high stress or you're burnt out. So it is important because it touches on all three of those realms, and you don't want any of those messed with, and you don't want to be high stress. You want to feel good. That's why it's so important. And so when you have high job satisfaction, it allows you to have better work-life balance, and you're more committed and more motivated, and you're able to stay at your job. So when you feel great at your job, you're probably able to go home. If there's an email you need to send, you send it no problem, and then you're able to just enjoy and not dwell on it because you feel great at your job, so you're able to let go of it, if that makes sense. When your job satisfaction is low, you may come home, dwell on all things you hate about it, think about all the changes you want to make, and it just becomes stressful. You're less committed, but you are kind of more committed when it comes to stress and how you feel when you come home, and you want to be able to leave work at the door, go and give your family the full attention, or significant other, whatever you have. You want to be able to be committed to them as well, not only be thinking about the job. So that's why job satisfaction is so important. And then another piece of that actually is that you want to be able to stay at your job. So if you have low job satisfaction, you probably feel like you have to get out, but that's stressful in and of itself because you got to find a new job. Hopefully that job is not similar to your current job. So that's why it's so important to have all these things in check. And what I would encourage you to do is, if you're struggling with this stuff, create a plan. When you create a plan, you tend to feel better, and it's not going to be an instant fix. But what you can do is you would actually just go based upon the balance wheel. That's why I love it so much, because you can go off the balance wheel and then you can take the balance wheel and go around each of the areas and think, what does amazing look like 12 months from now? And then after you get your visualization, you can do quarterly objectives to try to phase out of that job or to increase your job satisfaction, whether you want to fix the problems in the job, whether you want to find a new job, whatever route you want to take. And then you could start to work towards that, and you'll start to feel a lot better if you have low job satisfaction. So that's just a little tidbit. There's obviously a lot more to it, but that's just start of the process that you can do if you are struggling with this stuff. Now, my third point is my experience with this. What have I done to try to maximize my job experience? So I used to detassel, and for those of you who don't know, that means walking through a cornfield when it's 120 degrees and pulling the tassels out of the corn. And it was only like 2 weeks out of the year and when I was younger. I work at Costco and I am almost out of there. I'm still there. And then I used to work at a company called Mower Medic, where we would repair mowers. Now, all three of these jobs, I would say at some point or another, had me at a very low job satisfaction. It ebbed and flowed, and sometimes it was better, sometimes it was worse. But now I'm a coach. Now I do a lot of this stuff, and I can tell you there's so much of a difference. This is why it shows me why it's so important, because I started out as a coach and I have done so many calls for free. It doesn't bother me at all. I love it. I actually enjoy it, and I get on a call, get to work with people, and it's so exciting. It's so much fun. And whereas I couldn't do those other 3 jobs for free, I need to get paid. And those jobs all paid me pretty well relative to where I was as a college student or younger. And I couldn't have done them for free though. Whereas a coach, I can tell you that when you enjoy something, when you found your thing and your purpose, you love it, you could do it for free. You can think about it that way. And I knew coaching was right for me once I got in it, and I realized I could do it for free. And that showed me why job satisfaction is so important, because I am more engaged, I get more done, and I'm less stressed by work because I love this stuff. So that showed me the importance. And I do want to say there is one important point that I had to learn, is that sometimes it's important to just tough it out. I worked at Costco for 4 years now, and there was definitely times I wanted to quit, but I realized that Costco pays me very well for a college job, and they work with me pretty good too. So it was important for me to just tough it out, and sometimes you might have to do that too. You might have to tough it out for a year or two, and I know that's hard, but it's important to do sometimes because it's necessary. So yeah, today we talked about what is job satisfaction and why is it important. Hopefully it was helpful.